On this day, a decade ago, and yes, I'm not kidding, it's absolutely insane how time flies, but very much so, exactly 10 years ago on this day, Mount & Blade Napoleonic Wars was released as a multiplayer DLC expansion pack for Mount & Blade Warband. Developed by Flying Squirrel Entertainment and published by TaleWorlds Entertainment, it features the final years of the Napoleonic Wars and allows players to immerse themselves and experience the thrill of true Napoleonic warfare. In-game, you could side with one of 6 European powers from that era and choose from over 395 unique units to play. Various different game modes allow you to introduce yourself to the time period and specifically the way battles were fought. Especially for an up-close third and first person shooter, this game was pretty special. You having to fight with the weapons you had back then, which were your typical musket, taking roughly 11-12 seconds to reload in-game before you were able to fire. On top of that, intense bayonet charges for when the enemy came too close, or when you're the one advancing. Mass cavalry charges, forming squares, protecting the artillery which was unleashing hell on the battlefield due to a variety of missile options such as canister, explosive shells and rockets. Then you have the incredible dedication of the role-playing community, and I could go on and on. Last year I made a video celebrating 9 years of Mount & Blade Napoleonic Wars. It was met with a lot of praise and positive feedback and comments from the community. The concept of the video was to have several people talk about what they liked most about the game or share a particular story or experience. I'm happy to say it was my best video of that year and also the one that gave me the most stress because of the pressure of being entrusted with other people, their stories and such. Now for this year I plan to do the same, if not on a larger scale. The last few weeks I've been contacting a lot of people, including officers and members from various regiments and communities, among which were the 77Y, the 33rd, the 84th York and Lancaster, the 1st Infanterie van Nassau, and so on. Some of these regiments dating back to the very beginning of the game. I also messaged other content creators as well as the developers of the DLC, but also those who started their own project, mod and or game inspired by Mount & Blade Napoleonic Wars. This way I had a healthy mix of people representing the community, from players to developers to content creators. Sadly, not everyone was able to or wanted to send something through, and that's okay. I have for you guys here a list of timestamps in case you are coming back to this screen or if you want to check out someone's message in particular. I have included 2 stories of the previous celebration video just to make it a bit more special, but don't let that stop you from checking that one out too. Each and every person addresses something unique, whether it be about the game mechanics, how they were introduced to it, the community and so on. Now, all that rests me is to say thank you to all those who helped me in the making of this video, either by sending an audio or video clip. I hope you enjoy watching, and as I've told my story many a time on this channel, now it's time to listen to yours. So grab some snacks and drinks, and let's begin, shall we?
Hello there, I am Pixelated Apollo. I'm a YouTuber that likes to cover big battles, and you know, I'm just a big fan of history. And today we're celebrating the 10 years since Mount & Blade Napoleonic Wars was released. And this game was truly something special. I remember the first time I played it, me and my good friends, we joined a regiment, fought in a line battle, and we were just blown away. And since then I could not stop playing it. And you know, we played, I did a thing called Call to Arms with my community, where we would play, you know, just big battles amongst the, you know, the subscribers of my channel and Lionheart's Lionheart's channel. And we did a lot of Mount & Blade Napoleonic Wars, and I just love these types of games. You know, in Mount & Blade Napoleonic Wars was truly just such an original and just so well made, and it's just a beautiful game, and it just brings a community together. It brings it together, and you know, you meet new people, and that's what gaming should always be about, is just playing with other people and just having fun. I met so many great people playing Mount & Blade Napoleonic Wars, and that's probably one of my fondest memories of the game. It's just the people, all the people that came together playing enjoying it. So, you know, it's awesome to see this game. It's still being played after 10 years, which is very rare these days. So it truly is an impressive game, and it's just really cool to see that so many people are passionate about it. And you know, it really introduced me to the time period as well, Napoleonic Wars. So yeah, big celebration of 10 years for Mount and Blade Napoleonic Wars.
Hello, FrenchMonk. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of this. My name is Razz, and I've been playing since Mount and Musket. I remember Napoleonic Wars coming out with thousands of people playing on thousands of servers. The concept of line battles was new, and we were all young. Throughout these years, these events in the community have grown up, of course. We're all adults now, yet the game has stayed the same in a way. It still gives me the same feeling it has done since the start. The feeling of being this one character in a 200-man line battle, the thrill of the all charge, getting into melee and trying to survive. 10 years later, I'm going into the 6th year of leading the 84th, and I'm not only looking after myself now, but also the people behind me, my regiment. Some of these people I've known for years, and they've gone from online friends to mates in real life. I meet with them multiple times a year, visiting different countries. These are the people I play and talk with daily, and I cannot imagine gaming without them, to be honest. I'm curious to see what the future will bring for Napoleonic Wars, be it within Warband, Sword and Musket, or any other game. One thing is for sure, I'm happy with the memories and the friends I've gained in these more than 10 years. So here's to another 10. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Locklear. I'm currently a lieutenant in the RG 84th Cavalry Company, although I've also played CO, NCO and ranker roles in line and skirms in the past. I wouldn't say I'm one of the old guard veterans of NW. I only came to Warband in 2013 and NW in 2016. But in the last 6 years, so much of my online experience and life in general has changed for the better thanks to this game. Seriously, I mean, it's been a massive positive experience in so many ways. I remember when I first bought the game, purely because I'm such a history buff with a keen interest in the Napoleonic Wars, knowing full well that this was multiplayer only and that I've never really played much in the way of multiplayer stuff before. I remember going into the Napoleonic roleplay server because I thought that sounded good, and it might be the place where other serious history buffs went for realism. I couldn't have been more wrong, to be honest. And it was pretty naive now that when I think about it, but it set me on the path of finding a regiment. And I mean, in my opinion, I think it's the best regiment. I know it's biased, but which is the 84th York and Lancaster, as it was known at the time. It's the most welcoming and accepting online space I've ever been in, especially as a woman. I've made so many good friends over the years. It's given me a new lease of life during what was actually a pretty difficult time with my mental and physical health. It's a fun community with a strong core of guys. Really, I love NW for its versatility in being a game where you can mess around and have fun, just trolling people in a good way, not a bad way, of course. But it also has that skill curve where it can be played very competitively. Yeah, considering the game has been out 10 years, it's amazing, really how active and passionate the community still is, and how enduring the game is to still have so many players after all these years. And I really hope that, long may it continue. It's been, for me, just revolutionary, really.
When I sit down and think about Napoleonic Wars, think about its legacy, lots of good memories, lots of very silly moments. But I think the thing that I take away from it the most is the connection that I've made with people. My online friends list is now longer than it's ever been, ever. I've come to know so many people through this game. Some have become very close online friends, the kind of friends who you know a lot about, although you've never actually met him in person. That's something that's quite unique to the internet. But it's those connections, that sort of shared experience, the enjoyment of a single game, single era, is, I think, the most important legacy that Napoleonic Wars can give us. Friendships, regiments that have lasted for years. And those people have gone on to play other games together as well. That, I think, is the most important legacy of our time in Napoleonic Wars.
Mount and Blade Napoleonic Wars. Well, to say the least, it's been a game I've very much enjoyed. I found out about it from a YouTuber called the Musket Commander. I watched a video of his where I fell in love with the game instantly, and I remember asking my dad to let me purchase it. It took a few years, but I eventually was able to get it. After purchasing the game, it opened up a whole series of memories that I'll cherish for years to come. I found myself playing BBG Bot Survival for hours on end every week. I was then able to be part of many great regiments, and even found myself staying up until 2 AM in the morning to play an event with a North American regiment. I even went through a stage of being a mercenary and playing for many different regiments every week. To say the least, I got very addicted to the game, and even started a small YouTube channel dedicated to the game itself. Eventually, I ended up leading a regiment called the 31st Young Buffs. The 31st felt like a family to me, where I met lots of cool people and became great friends with many of them, some of which I'm still in contact with, even after retiring from my position as the leader of the 31st. With life coming in the way, I haven't been able to play as much as I wish to, but I still find myself coming back to the game now and then. Mount and Blade Napoleonic Wars has truly been a unique game for me. It is by far my most favourite game and has helped me meet many great people from across the world. I'm happy to know that the game is still staying strong thanks to the great community a part of it.
Hello there! Some of you good folks who have been following the Napoleonic Wars DLC since its early conception might remember me from quite a few years back. Since then, I've been keeping busy heading production for Holdfast Nations at War. I have many great memories from my time in the community and wanted to wish you all a happy 10th anniversary. Shout out to Olafson, Admiral, Chad, Resonant, Stalker, Harbinger, and all of the 51st. Onwards to more, lads. Have a good one.
Mount and Blade Napoleonic Wars. Well, that is a game that I haven't played in quite some time. I remember when I first heard about it, it was watching Malekith Skadi's video on YouTube. It was one of his first sieges, and I was just blown away. I'm sure like a lot of people didn't realise that this could be something that was in a real game. I remember I was about 14 years old and I went down to my mum and I said, hey mum, look, hold your horses here. Let me just explain what I want to do. Can I install this game on your laptop and play it every night at 7 PM on these terrible clan events, and I will definitely use up all your work time doing it. And that's what I did. Thankfully she let me, and subsequently I then started making YouTube videos and sort of milking Bannerlord now. But that's where it started, was in Napoleonic Wars. Whilst I loved the native of Mount and Blade and Bannerlord, which I went on to play later, that wasn't where I began. It was the 41st Regiment. I was a private in the foot line there. I then moved on, and I think I was in the 52nd. I think I was a light brigade, and then the 151st as well, and then I led the British Grenadiers, and of course, a terrible half-trolly, half-mess-about clan, where we just played as rifles, and we were called the Brotherhood of Rifles, and we'd go around, and I think my name was Brother Benedict, yes. I was the Pope, and we were shooting Frenchmen, and that's all I can remember. And it was hell of a lot of fun.
Good day, fellow soldiers. My name is the Kolonel, and I got asked to talk about 10 years of Napoleonic Wars. 10 years of that great DLC for Mount and Blade. Man, it's been a ride. I started playing in all the public servers, got recruited in all the regiments, of course played some Commander Battle, which the officers back then loved to recruit on. And man, I am still going strong after all that time. Right now, have my own regiment, the 1st IVN, a Dutch regiment, that in the years grew and grew and became my friends. Now we are playing in the RG with all the other regiments and all the other colonels. that in time have also become my friends, because that is what this DLC has done for me. It has dictated my life over the 10 years. Started streaming, started making a YouTube, and just uploading stuff. And man, it's been a ride. It was absolutely awesome. And of course, I hope that that experience that I've had becomes your experience as well. That you find friends and you find a community where you can feel that you're home and where you belong. I of course hope to see each and every one of you that watches this video in any of the upcoming games, even if it's not Mount and Blade. I hope to see you on the battlefield. Thank you all for watching, of course, and see you next time.
Hello everyone, it's Musket here. First of all, I want to thank the FrenchMonk for me having an opportunity to bring my experience from the many years I have played on the game module Napoleonic Wars. It all started a week after I bought Mount and Blade Warband on the 20th December 2014, when the game was at its peak, by seeing that there was another DLC for it, and that is the version of Napoleonic Wars. My first server that I joined was Mini Siege, a siege server where 150 to 200 players team up and destroy each other in any other way you can imagine, by either being stabbed by a bayonet and seeing people melee dance against each other, or spinning around, or even chamber to win the battle. Or you can shoot out of spawn or at close quarters, or even by a TNT that a sapper can spawn to win the day. I saw a lot of regiments posting their recruitment messages, and I thought by myself I would like to join a regiment, to have the same feeling, to be in a group that work together, busting their ass off to get men into shape, and to fight into battle with honor, to win the day, all for the glory under your regimental flag. My two official regiments that I joined were the 100 Gordon Highlanders under the command of James McCann, and the Under 3 Pomertius under the command of Sir Stephen. Hard work, being active, devoting to the system, and showing respect to your superiors, doing what they ask you to do with no questions asked, makes you the soldier that they need to win the battles and sieges on events. The friendship and camaraderie you build inside a regiment is huge. I wouldn't change it for a dime, and if I would go back to decide should I do all over it again, my answer is yes. Napoleonic Wars is the greatest game ever made. I want to thank all the people that I see as friends who I have spoken, worked and played with. There will be no other game like Mount and Blade Warband Napoleonic Wars.
Hey guys, I'm Domi. I play for many years now. More than half of my life has been spent with this game in it, which I think really says something about how great I've considered this game to be and the amount of fun I have had. The game itself has some of the steepest learning curves I've experienced in gaming, which has made me dedicate countless hours to competing at the highest level in the game, which I still haven't got bored of. I'm in no doubt that this has also been a product of the close communities I've been lucky to be part of, forming friendships I would never have expected to be possible online. All round, this game has been a huge part of my life, and I'm definitely thankful for that.
Hello, I'm Lucon, aka Chef. Mount and Blade Napoleonic Wars. When I first heard of this game, it was called Musket, and it was 10 years ago. Of course, there was an atmosphere of chaos when I bought it back then. There was no trace of the regiments in the community. When the Napoleonic Wars DLC came out, that's when all hell broke loose. As someone who played this game between 2012 and 2019, I generally continued my activities in the Turkish European community. While I was mostly active in the Turkish regiments, I did my best for the Turkish regiments to have a strong place in the NW community. I organized many national and international leagues and took part in the management of the many events and organizations. I will always be happy to help people with this. As someone who spent years and time on this DLC, everything was done in the beginning. I had a great time, and valuable moments are very important for this game. There were moments when the biggest Turkish regiments in the congregation were together. This is priceless good old days. I met many people in this community, especially in the Turkish community. Good or bad, many officers were trained by me. but there will come a time when we loved it, leave this game for good or bad. And we left the game in 2019. Because now we put up with the game and had a fun the fullest. You know, people are born, grow up, grow old, and die. Same thing happened to us. We start the game, we learned, we got excited, we spent our excitement, and at the end we stopped it, and there was nothing left to do. And then we all lost our excitement, and we are now dead. We played this game for better or worse. Now I will say one last thing to those people playing the game. You will grow old and die, good or bad. It's your choice. Also pay attention to the consequences of these two choices. Now we are running for the Musket, the largest mod community in the mod community, where we are working day and night on a new revolution that will fool the excitement in Bannerlord. Hope to see you in Bannerlord for a Musket, where the excitement of the dead will be revived, just like old times.
Man, 10 years of NW. Man, I can't believe it. It feels like I've been playing NW only yesterday. And it's funny because I joined back in 2014. When I joined the 61E, which was about a few months after I started playing NW, I was always hooked, you know? I loved playing for the 61E, I loved playing line battles, meeting new people all across the world. That's honestly one of the best things, you know, I can say about this game is the fact that, you know, just the fact that you can sit next to someone and fight together in a line battle, in an event, that really just makes the game so much more fun. It's the people that you meet along the way. And I don't think there'll ever be a game quite like NW, you know, maybe Bannerlord NW, but it's going to be something really difficult to replace, man. Just the fact that you can just meet people all across the world and have fun together in this game in 200 man or 200 plus man line battles. I love it, you know. I hope NW, you know, can continue on for many more years, and I hope 61 can continue on too. So, yeah, the reason why I showed this video is because it's one of the best events I've ever took part in my life. You know, the Chinese square line battle. What it is that I got a bunch of people from all across the world take part in a Chinese anniversary event. And honestly, I think it was one of the best events I've ever attended. You know, you can see right here, we're all forming a square and a great defense. And there's other videos from high quality from China and Korea, but you know, I just wanted to show this one. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and long live 61E, 61E forever, bros, and happy birthday NW. See ya. Thank you, FrenchMonk, for letting me show this.